What a minion stuff. Slow on hit, melee fire damage. No. Mana, dodge, lightning. No. Mana regen. Frost wall. Not using frost wall. Experimental gear can be huge, especially if you seal a mod as well. Well, I have kept all the experimental that I've picked up, so. Physical and void. No. Okay. That's all fine. Right. Can we do anything more here? Right. Cold damage. Chance to chill. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to try and change that, don't I? 39, you bastard. Elemental res. I don't want to change it. So a bit of mana. Okay. Physical 45. Okay. What I want to do is I want to change that one. Level 40. Damn. Now, physical. Lightning and necrotic. Cold. Okay. For rogues, experimental haste mod is quite something since there's a passive that gives more damage per movement speed. Experimental haste gives more effective haste, 30% movement buff, so it's a huge damage buff. Yeah, that seems pretty nice. Right. Okay. Poison, physical, necrotic. Yeah. Have we got any, no, we haven't got any idle slots yet. Okay. Okay.
Take care.
And we got skills at teleport. Yeah, I mean, once you get to the end game stuff, it's a little bit different, right? The other problem I have, and it is a real problem, is I'm an alcoholic. So kind of like when I've got to the end game or near the end game, I end up picking up another class because I want to play it. So that can be a real problem. we go. Like in WoW, I had every class max level on every expansion that I properly played. EVE Online, I had 4 accounts so that I could have one character from each of the each race. So I'm in Matar, Galente, Amar, Kaldari. So yeah, I am a massive alcoholic. Is this where I want to be? It is where I want to be. Okay. Level 39. Sweet. You're not really alcoholic. We do tend to give up on characters because they reached a certain point. Like if you know a build can reach a certain point based on damage, you're like days away. And you make a new character. I'm just an alcoholic in that I like to play all the different classes and mess around with all the different abilities and stuff like that. That's where my alcoholic comes from. And it's like in WoW, it's like having a tank, having a healer, having a ranged DPS, having a ranged DPS that can kite. It's like having a mage that can portal, all this sort of stuff. And like in EVE Online, it was I want to fly a Mars ships. Oh, I want to try out Galente ships. Oh, I want a Kaldari ship for missile spamming for PvE missions. It was... Yeah. Alright. Oh, yes. Let's get rid of you first. Power. There we go. Haha, yeah, super alcoholic. Some people on WoW like that as well. Yeah, it's just one of them things. I think that's one of the things that kind of drove me away from WoW overall, was I ended up WoW's not super alt friendly. Like Guild Wars 2 is alt friendly. Star Wars The Old Republic is alt friendly. I like the fact both in PoE and in this game you've got a shared stash, so I can play through with one character, put a bunch of cool gear away, and I can give that to my alt. So, I definitely think WoW, I know it's changed a lot now, but obviously back in the day it was super alt unfriendly. So I definitely think that had an impact on me leaving WoW when I did, because I wasn't really enjoying Cataclysm as an expansion. So all that meant was that when I wanted to do stuff on my alts, it was just a pain in the ass, and I had to do a lot of stuff I didn't enjoy all over again. Nice. Loads changed in WoW now. You're more like a one trick. You fully min-max with one spec. Yeah, sometimes I wish I was like that. Sometimes I wish I just literally like picked one and just stuck with it. And then became like great just playing that particular one. But I've never been able to manage it. Right. That's his stash. So shield. I think rune. There's that rune. Let's take that. Oh, we've got space for runes. So not runes. My mistake. Idols. Physical is what I want to get up. Ooh. If I can spell. All right. How is that physical? 14% physical resist. That's pretty nice. Anything better than that? 13. No, okay, so if I put that there, we put that there, we put that in there. %70 physical resist. Cool. Cool. 2 unspent passive points. Holy moly. So we're going to put 1 point into this. And then we're going to put 1 point into this spell critical multiplier. But we've also now got arcane ascendance. The thing is, I'm actually really enjoying having snap freeze. Toggle. So if I put arcane ascendance on, I'm going to prevent movement. I'm going to drain 25 mana per second. All spells are going to cost 5 mana to cast. And it's 100% increased spell damage. And 50, I mean, it's a great damage buff. Also deals lightning damage over time to surrounding enemies. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Right. Rustlands. Is that where we are? Right. Desert Way Station. Okay. Where am I going? There we go. So, Arcane Ascendance. So I can't move. I'm going to do lightning damage over time, and then it drains mana. Okay. How many... Let's just check how many glaciers I can get out while I do it. It's... So I can use dodge to get out of it. I think I need to upgrade it to really make it do what I need it to do. Because I need it to start reducing the cost of Glacier. That's what we really need it to do. Ooh. Nice. You just do the same thing you're doing right now. Start using it when you've leveled it more. Yeah, I think so. I think so. What I might do is I might actually swap back to the snap freeze until I've leveled it up more. Because the snap freeze was really useful. Like now. And then we just snap freeze and we just hold him in place. Nice. Mage's Temple Guard of Life. Look quite interesting. So we got a Sentinel Relic with 14 Weaver's Will on it. And we got this. 47 Ward Decay Threshold, plus 1 to Shatter Strike. Cold damage, increased health, 71 health, 76 physical resist. Interesting. Never change a winning team. I agree, but there's a couple of bosses I fought recently, like Spymaster Xeric, where I felt that the damage wasn't as high as I needed it to be, and if I can find a way of reducing the cost of the Glacier so I can cast more of them quicker, that would be huge, and I think that's what this is going to give me, but I need to buff it first. I actually need to level the skill up more. Do I want to go into the Verdant Lakes or not? Probably not. I just need to go to the lower sewers. The Ascendant seems super ST boss damage. Like just clear regularly with Glacier and use Ascendants when facing a boss. Yeah, I mean that could work. But at the moment, without it being boosted, it's not saving me any mana. So the increased damage and the fact it's draining mana means I can't even use it for a boss fight right now. I just need to get the skill points leveled up. Then maybe we can get something out of it. Jesus, I literally just emptied my inventory. We're getting a lot of loot. Lower sewers. Got the right mindset for ARPGs, like weighing out the pros and cons, making a judgment, following. Yeah, I mean, well, the other thing is, what I've tried to do in the past and in PoE 2, I tried to follow the build religiously, and what became clear is the build was strong, but my playstyle didn't suit the build 100%. So it's what I've come to kind of learn is I need to look at a build guide for ideas, but I need to adapt it to my playstyle. Like, I'm old. I don't have the reaction time I used to. I make mistakes. I sometimes need a little bit more survivability. You know, when you look at these glass cannon builds, it's like, no, I'm gonna make a mistake. I need a bit more survivability than that. You know. Empower. Face tank with a mage.
This is not over.
Level 40. There we go. The only thing is, my past history of playing survival games means I'm like pretty OCD with my inventory. Because in survival games, or most survival games, if you're not, you're gonna be in trouble. Inventory is everything. Ah, oh, nuts, man. Passive. Okay. Spell crit. What you're seeing at the moment a lot is that people are just blindly following a build and they complain because they're dying too much or the build isn't working for them. Well, and I think a lot of the reason why build guides don't work for a lot of people is most people that go and look for a build guide are either new to the game or they're casual in the game, right? But who writes the build guides? The people that write the build guides are people that are massively experienced in the game because they're the only people with the level of knowledge to write the build guide. And so often they don't really match up very well. Not all the time, but often that's the case, right? Right, that two-handed mace. Well, that's a unique. Can I pick it up? How much should I get rid of? Get rid of this, because it's garbage. And then sort. And pick that up, and let's teleport back. But they're not deliberately not new player friendly. It's just that the people writing them have just got so much knowledge. Even when they think they're writing a beginner guide, they've just forgotten what it was like before you knew nothing. And that's why writing beginner guides, I think, is really hard. It's one of the hardest things I think you can do. Okay, let's take that. Sort you out. Experimental. Got that. Frost Claw. Right, that's the Sentinel Relic. Mace. Lightning damage, shock, mana. Interesting. Okay. Idle. 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 Okay. +1 to Meteor, eh? Right, let's get rid of all the gloves and boots. Let's get rid of the relics. Head. I lose mana, but I would gain a potion slot. Nah. What's that? Necrotic. No. Minion health regen. Cold damage, cold resist. No, okay. Okay.
Take care.
So they opt for going more damage and forget people. And that's the thing, is a lot of the beginner guides I see just, you know, don't have enough survivability in them, coupled with the fact that there's a, you know, the other thing with going with a full damage build is that you end up nuking bosses so quickly that in the early game that you never actually learn the mechanics. And then you reach a boss where you actually have to fight using the mechanics, but you never learnt them because you were killing bosses too quickly. And that's also an issue. And that's why I think, like, the one thing a new player guide should kind of do is should be like, don't follow this guide blindly. It should be, do you know what I mean? It should be like, the actual guide should be like, you know, adapt this to your play style, or, you know, whatever. Though I have to say, one thing I'm missing is when I played my Void Knight Sentinel, I had like, I think it was like 16 or 17 health flasks. And that was really nice. It'd be really nice to have those back. Wow, we had so many health pots. It was crazy. There we go. That's what happened in PO2 a lot. They just skipped certain phases of bosses in campaign, and they faced them in maps. They just kept getting one shot. The unique belt? Yeah, the unique belt. That was awesome, because with the Void Knight, I had so much health regen that I was literally, I could health regen through the damage. But then if you kind of got to one of those boss abilities, which is supposed to one-shot you, I could face tank the one shot and just spam pots. It was freaking awesome. It was so funny. I didn't think there was nearly any ability that could kill me. It was crazy. It definitely was one tough cookie. Definitely felt Death Knight-esque, you know. The Barren Aqueduct. I love this game though. I